Most of you picked the Saints in the South of the NFC. Just because, it was like, well, who else? It was the only quarterback you believed in was Derek Carr. Because you didn't believe in Baker Mayfield. Understandable. Didn't believe in the rookie. Understandable. Didn't believe in Desmond Ridder because, well, you didn't know anything about him. Understandable. So was Derek Carr. Understandable. Just not reality. What is up, and Merry Friday. Welcome to the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. The emphasis on the D, right? What's good? Yeah, all right?
What it do?
You get a freshie? Nice new haircut? Look at you got the sides going. He's all freshied up. You look good, man. I got hair envy. I do.
He looks TV ready.
You guys both got good hair, man. Are you TV ready? You got TV today?
No.
Oh, okay. He does look TV ready. He's on the ProView network.
Very busy.
Yep. All right, so Derek Carr's going to get hit today. Derek Carr's going to, they're 3-4. Derek Carr did his job on that last drive again. We look at quarterbacks, and they're the only ones who have records. And Brock Purdy got the loss the other day. Derek Carr gets the loss. I don't know how much better you want to put a ball in Foster Moreau's hands. But, you're a professional receiver. Receive the freaking ball. I don't know what more to do. Like, they were down. I get it. He got the ball. Their defense made a stop. He drove him down, got him to the goal line, put the ball in the tight end's hands. He's got to squeeze the football.
He does. It's also about missed opportunities. And that quarterback threw a pick six.
He did.
That you're talking about. That quarterback was 2 of 5 in the red zone. Again.
Well, that was one of the 3 that they missed. So,
So 2 of 4 before that drop.
Yep.
And they had opportunities early. And they fell behind, and they clawed their way back. And you see bits and pieces of who the Saints team can be. I'm not counting them out of the division at all.
No, there's no reason to, because that division.
They're 1-1 in the NFC South.
Yep.
You see the Jaguars. That's a good football team, and that is the team that we were expecting to see all season long. And I don't know if it was just because of an early loss or 2 for Jacksonville that they fell off the radar so quickly. That's a 5-2 football team.
Yeah, the other side of the coin is them. And most of you picked Jacksonville to win that division. And I'll tell you why people fell off. Not because they lost to the Chiefs, 17-9, by the way, but because they lost to the Texans. And at the time, you thought that was a bad loss. Well, then they went to London and won 2 games and came back and beat the Colts and now beat the Saints. They've won 4 in a row, and they're 5-2. But the reason that people fell off of the Jaguars was because they lost to the Texans. Well, the Texans aren't horrible, but that's why people went away. But with all due respect, you probably picked the Jaguars because you didn't believe in either one of the rookie quarterbacks, and understandable, and you didn't believe in Ryan Tannehill, understandable, and you saw the Jacksonville Jaguars win a playoff game last year, and Trevor Lawrence was going to come into his own, and the pick was easy. Of every division, there were a few easy. I think everybody picked the Niners. Almost everybody picked the Chiefs. And everybody picked Jacksonville in that division, right? Those were the 3 easy ones, weren't they? Maybe the Eagles, right? There were a lot of consensus picks going in. No, Jacksonville's good, dude. And you got Trevor Lawrence playing yesterday. Now he gets the 10 days, the mini bye, to go get himself healthy. He wasn't great. He was good, 20 for 29. But Travis Etienne, on my bench, by the way, I didn't play him. But I did play Calvin Ridley. Give me another oof, will you?
Oof. What are you doing? ETN season, man. It's multiple touchdowns, 2 straight games.
I know, dude. It was Kamara and Eckler instead. It's first world problems here.
I thought Trevor Lawrence was a lot better because he had 59 yards rushing.
Yeah,
he was moving around, and that was the concern all week. He's limited the knee, and he looked pretty darn good getting out of some tough spots.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And Etienne has become a really, really, really good piece. Just solid piece. 14 carries, 53 yards, and then he caught the ball 3 times for 24 yards. By the way, Kamara was 29. So Kamara was the right call. Kamara was 29.3 points, and Etienne was 22.7. So it was the right call. Now, Ridley might not have been the right call. I thought about the Laporta thing, and it was literally only because of the injury report. It was the Thursday injury report thing. If they both played on Sunday, I'd probably gone. And Laporta's like, okay, he's playing, but he might not play. So, all right, we're here for you today. 505-246-0610. Area code 505-246-0610. Look at a whole weekend of football. The baseball last night. Astros and Diamondbacks are back in the series Astros, pretty good night at the plate. They went on the road and got a couple in Dallas or in Arlington. They went 10-3 last night. More big sticks. They got up early 3 in the first, and it's been the starting pitching from Texas that over the last couple of days you haven't got a lot of innings. They get 2/3 of an inning out of their starter today, where they get 4 out of Verlander. Out of Scherzer the night before, and so the Astros got to them early.
It's weird.
It is, right?
Well, it's supposed to be the other way around.
I know.
Like the Rangers don't want to play the Astros in Arlington. They want to play them in Houston.
Though they're going to get a chance.
Like Houston has just lit up that building recently.
11 hits for them yesterday. They hit, again, long balls again, right? They're hitting the ball out of the yard. Abreu with the big one. McCormick had one. Alex had a triple. Alex had another good game, dude. Alex is a postseason player. I think his contract's up next year, if I'm not mistaken. And he feels like if there's a guy that's going to be a lifer in baseball, like he feels like a guy in Houston, but I know it's a business, and so who knows what they're going to give him. But he had a good regular season. He's a postseason stud. Like he just is. Go back through his career and look what he does in the postseason. And go look over the last 7 years. And he's killing it. But it is something, right? What they've done in that ballpark?
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's something you talk about who the starting pitcher is on the opposite end, but still the numbers for the Astros in Arlington this season have been fantastic.
Other side, you get a Ketel Marte walk-off base hit in the ninth. Arizona's back in that series after getting slapped. And look, you can lose 10-0, and you know how many wins it counts for?
1.
That's right. It's 1. And you get slapped around a little bit in Philadelphia. You get back to the nice, arid, the dry desert. The weather's nice. The fans are way nicer. They're your people. They're wearing your colors. All of a sudden, Arizona looked good. They got an unbelievable starting pitching effort last night. I thought that Fat was terrific. What did he go? 5 2/3, struck out 9, gave up 2 hits. Both starting pitchers were really good, but he was in command. That was the afternoon game, right? So I was watching that one in the office, and every time I looked up, he's striking another dude out. He was making quick work of dudes. Fantastic. When they needed it, they got great pitching yesterday. I don't know if I think the Diamondbacks could win the series, but they got a lot of respect back yesterday, didn't they? Probably a lot of swagger back in that locker room.
Yeah, for Arizona, that's exactly what you do. It's one game at a time. On to the next one. Everyone else can feel like the series is over.
No,
and believe in the Phillies.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks got a walk-off yesterday, and they get it going. All right, so that's what we had last night. You had some college football last night, too. James Madison stayed undefeated. Stigler U. They beat Marshall 20-9. Bryce beat Tulsa in the American 42-10. You got a lot to watch every night, don't you? You got college football, and you got the National Football League, and then you got the baseball, and the basketball's going, and the hockey's going. It kind of is the sports equinox right now. It literally is the equinox with everything going on, and it's a good time. What we got this weekend is college football. Lobos will be home. It's homecoming. Hawaii is in town. Over on News Radio KKOB, JJ Buck, Ned James will have the pregame show. It starts for you at 3 o'clock. Kickoff at 4 o'clock. Robert Portnoy and Dontrell Moore will have that call. Aggies were winners on Wednesday of this week, as you get Wednesday night lights. Next week it'll be, I believe they play on Tuesday in Ruston, Louisiana, against Louisiana Tech. 28-7 was the score. New Mexico State wins their 5th game of the season. They are 5-3. They are 3-1 in Conference USA play, and they took the 100th meeting between the Aggies and the Miners, the Battle of I-10, as they went down to El Paso and won in that West Texas town. 28-7, Diego Pavia was terrific. When we return, the head football coach at New Mexico State is scheduled to be with us. Looking forward to having a conversation with Jerry Kill about sweeping his rivals on the road. Normally, they play one at home, one on the road. Normally, well, it's not been a lot of years, they get a sweep. I don't know that it's ever happened that they swept them both on the road in the same year. We'll talk to Jerry Kill next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
Susie Schuster. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
They are 3-1 in Conference USA, and they swept their two rivals on the road for the first time in 100 years. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Our guest this morning is the head football coach at New Mexico State. He is Jerry Kill. Congratulations, Jerry. How you living?
Well, it's we're living on Law Tech right now. We've had a short week, and as all the teams doing, and we didn't get to enjoy it much. We got to enjoy it that evening, and then we have our Law Tech plan, and we're working on it, and so we've been putting in some extra hours, that's for sure, to get ready for them. But it was certainly a great win for the university, and great win for our kids, and all the teams and the things in the past, that didn't get the opportunity. Hopefully we've, I guess we've broken the curse, so to speak.
No, it's not very often that you get them both on the road, right? For a lot of years, it would rotate back and forth. You'd get, because they were both non-league games, you'd schedule, New Mexico at home, UTEP on the road, and then they would go back and forth each year. But to be able to do that, I know how big that is. And I know when you were hired, Mario makes it an emphasis. I know that the administration, your fans talk about beating the two rivals. That wasn't just another game. Beating New Mexico isn't just another game for the Aggies or for Aggie fans, is it?
No, it's not for them. There's no question about it. See, Mario, you can beat those two, you keep your job.
Right?
And but it is a big deal, and there's for Las Cruces, it's we're trying to bring back football, to where it once had a long time ago, and we're you got to get those kind of wins to do that, and so the biggest thing it does is a conference game, and we're 3-1,
yeah,
and we got to find a way to beat La Tech in a short period of time, and they're all important, so it's like right now. Each week I go, we got to have this game. We got to have this game, and so we've got to have this one also.
These is Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's football coach. And I want to get into the game itself, but these Wednesday night lights, and now I know you play Tuesday next week, so it's a short week. The Conference USA is doing this in October. It's been pretty good to you. You're on a 3-game winning streak. Do you like these midweek games? I mean, I know you like winning, but you like playing them because they've been good to you.
Well, I've done it before, and I've done it when I was in the MAC conference, and did it for, 2 years, maybe.
It was a lot colder then, though. It was a lot colder.
Yeah, it was a lot colder, but we were very successful during that time, and so really kind of just jerked out the old plan and kind of followed that plan. And like on this, we've had a short week there a long time ago, and we had one back in Southern Illinois, and we beat Western Kentucky at one time, or beat them on ESPN actually on Thursday night. Short week, and so really gone back to those plans and how we did it, and so far so good.
Jerry, we've spoke over the last 2 years about your team gaining experience, needing to learn what to do in certain situations, a younger roster this year. What did your team show you in that second half? Coming out of the locker room, things didn't quite go your way. in the first half. It's a tight game, but they did not let it slip away.
Well, I think the approach at halftime is just said, I went in and said 0-0, and you can't change what happened in the first half. And I said, we should be up, at least 17-7 and maybe 20. And I said, so we just need to go back out in the second half. And I said it comes down to the team that wants it the worst. And I said, I feel like that right now we're playing hard, and as long as we keep playing hard, eventually it'll go our way. And and then I talked about, I said, hey, I've been down 100 years. You don't give very many chances in life, so you need to take advantage of it. So, and I said we got to get better. And so they went out there, and we got out there early, and they got good and loosened up. And it's hard to get a young team to listen sometimes, and but they followed directions this time, and they did their job. And I think they're learning that it takes a certain formula to win these type of games. And we got some kids that are getting better actually, and that's important because we have not reached our peak of play. That's for sure.
New Mexico State football coach Jerry Kill is with us after the Aggies' 28-7 win over the Miners on Wednesday.
It's easier said than done for all of us when we're watching these games. One thing with UTEP is you knew you had to stop the rushing game. Some questions at the quarterback position for the Miners. How were you guys able to be so successful in stopping the run and making sure that they were not able to hurt you in that second half?
I think, I said that, the key to the game, and I said, we got to be able to run the ball. We got to stop the run. And, I knew they had to, I think it's 4 preseason all-conference offensive linemen. They were good up front. And I just challenged that defensive line. I said, hey, nobody said anything about y'all. I said, nobody, I guess, know who's y'all because nobody said anything. And I said, they've talked a lot about their offensive line. So I said, I think that's a great challenge for you. And I said, but you got to go prove it on the field. And we went in and knowing we had to stop the run. You got to give up something. And said, we felt like we were good enough to cover the deep ball. And, so we loaded the box as much as we could. And, overall, they got a few on us, but, we did a good job of stopping the run, and we did a good job of, I told the D-line, challenge him again. And we put, pressure on the quarterback, tried to get him to move out of his, comfort zone. And so I really, you win up front. And, I think we won the battle up front, which I think was, credit to our guys and our defensive staff. And
Jerry, the other thing you didn't turn the ball over. And that's, I think it's 2 weeks in a row. Diego hasn't he had 2 touchdowns and kept the ball. He didn't throw it away. You didn't fumble the ball. And that's right. You've talked a number of times to us about one of the keys is do not turn the ball over. Is Diego getting better every week? I mean, obviously he's running the ball well. He was conference player of the week the previous week. He had 96 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdown passes. It feels like he's throwing the ball better. He missed on a couple deep balls in the first quarter, I think, and then you had one called back. But it feels like he's throwing the ball better. The throw he made going left and dropped one down right on the sideline, I thought was just a terrific throw on third down in the second half. But is he just getting better every week?
Well, he's gotten better, certainly. Yeah, I would definitely say that, and that he's getting better, every week. And if you look at our wins and losses, 5 games we won, hadn't turned the ball over. 3 games we lost, we turned it over. And so I think that what I've said is true. We don't turn over the ball. Yeah. We got a chance to win. Now we got to get more takeaways. We're dropping way too many opportunities to intercept the football, and we need to do a better job of taking advantage when we do have a chance to get turnovers. But, you don't turn over the ball and play good defense and have good quarterback play, you're going to win most times.
Now, you used another term a couple of weeks ago, and you said you called it a Jerry Kill football team, and you said that didn't look like it was one of the weeks that you got beat. I think it was after Hawaii. And I thought in the second half, is that what a Jerry Kill football team looks like? You ran it down their throats. You got big conversions on third down. You took care of the football. Is that what a Jerry Kill football team should look like?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the way. We play about one half of one, and we got to pick it up. But yeah, that's the way it's supposed to look like. And we played aggressive, played hard, played physical, didn't turn the ball over, and kind of willed our way to winning the game. So that was about as close as we've come. And so that's more on what I'm used to, and probably the second half was one of our better halves of the whole year.
Jerry Kill is with us just for a few more minutes. New Mexico State's football coach. Aggies are 5-3, 3-1 in Conference USA. They'll be in Ruston, Louisiana, to play Louisiana Tech on Tuesday night next week.
Jerry, we see at times players just listed as an athlete. He's coming out, he's an athlete. Your backup quarterback is definitely an athlete. Eli Stowers, he's got to know the game plan if he needs to take some snaps, but he's out there, 5 receptions, 80 yards. What kind of work is he doing to be that successful and also prepared to be the backup quarterback?
Well, he's a different kid. He can sit, not have a piece of paper in his hand, and he knows it. Right now, I mean, never been around one like him. To be honest with you, is that he is tremendously smart off the charts in football. He's a great person, and a great athlete. Like I said, he'll play in the NFL somewhere, and probably a guy that can flex in and out and so forth. But we need him a quarterback also. But he's got a tremendous feel for the game. He's smart. We need hardly gets any wide receiver reps during practice, and but what once he gets, he knows. And but he's been, to be honest with you, how we're using our players on offenses. Our offensive coordinator's done a great job, and we're just now kind of figuring out, all the little pieces and who needs to get it and all those kind of things. They took out the outside receivers, so we played the inside receivers and got the ball to them in the back. So, but he's been a huge asset to what we're doing and will continue to be.
All right, what do you got with Louisiana Tech? I look at a club that's coming off a bye, that's coming off of 2 one-possession losses at Middle, and then with a good Western Kentucky team. And I know Sonny's he's a heck of a coach, and they got a team that played toe-to-toe with Nebraska most of the day. You got a challenge going down to Ruston, don't you?
There's no doubt about that. Plus, I know part of their staff, we work together. We got other guys that work together, so we all know each other well. And I've worked with Sonny, and I think we both know pretty much what's going to happen and what we're going to do. The only thing that scares me, they've had 10, 12 days to prepare for us, and we get 3 for them. And but that's how complain. That's how it rolls out, and just go. You go on the road. You got to steal them on the road now. They're not easy, and it's an important game for us, and we need to find a way to win. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 point or whatever. And all these games are the same in this league. So I think that it'll come down to the things I talk about all the time. But it'll be a fun game to know people and so forth. And so look forward to it. But it is a big challenge, and he's doing a real good job down there. And he's played. He's like I said. They played everybody close.
Yeah. Now all your goals are in front of you. You're 3-1 in the league. You're 5-3 overall. Bowl eligibility, conference championship is all still out in front of you. Appreciate you spending time with us. Always do. We'll catch up with you again next Friday. And good luck in Ruston. Congratulations on the sweep of your rivals. Enjoy it. I know you've already enjoyed it. Now it's all about Louisiana Tech. We'll talk to you next week.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, be well, Jerry. Jerry Kill is the head football coach at New Mexico State. I thought the question you asked about Eli Stowers was great, and I want to get into that because it's we talk about different players every once in a while, special guys, and the way they've utilized that. I think what their coaching staff has done with that. I think it's pretty special and important. And then there's a couple other things that he said in regards to how important it was to beat the 2 rivals. He said something at the very, very beginning that resonated with me, and I want to get into that. Aggie fan, respond 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. It's the text line and the phone line here on The Sports Animal. You're home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football. Hey, you got a right to protect yourself and your property. That's why I called International Protective Service IPS a long time ago. IPS is an extra layer of protection for me and for my family and now for my neighbors. Look, criminals don't care about laws, but IPS is committed to stop them from targeting your home and your business around this area. They've got highly trained armed officers who respond to alarms, usually in less than 7 minutes. The police are overwhelmed, but police are doing a great job. They just can't react until it's too late. There's just not enough of them to respond to all the alarms. Officer Crespin comes by my home every day. They're watching my home every single day. When I go out of town, I let them know. They pick up newspaper and mail if you need. If there's a package that's dropped off on the porch, they'll get that until you come back. They do exterior checks. They make sure that your place is looked after. Give them a call. See what IPS can do for you. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
This report is brought to you by Malloy.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
And what is October for Conference USA? That's going to mean weekday games. They're going to go back. They got one more next Tuesday against Louisiana Tech, and then they'll go back onto Saturdays for the Final Four. But there was the way they set this up when they did their new TV contract was they're going to play weekday games. They're going to get exposure. And New Mexico State is 3-0 in these. Jerry Kill said, I've done this before. They've taken advantage. They've gotten their name out there. People have been watching them. If you watch the Twitter, if you watch what they're just people watch, man. I've told you this for years. There's a reason there's games on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights because people watch. And I think they've taken advantage. And Jerry said something at the beginning of that conversation. Jerry Kill was just with us. JJ, he said, we're trying to bring football back, and I know I'm paraphrasing it, the way it was, a long time ago around here, right? And it feels like, and I'm sure, I don't care who they're playing. I know what league they're in. I know what they're doing. It feels like Aggie fan is buying in, doesn't it?
Why wouldn't they?
I agree with you.
There's no reason not to. Don't overanalyze this. Don't look too far ahead or too far behind. You're winning. That is back-to-back years of winning.
You just swept your rivals on the road.
Hard to do in Division I football in this state is find any level of consistency.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at right now. There is no, this one isn't good enough. You only beat that team. You only beat this. No, this state just needs wins, however you can get them.
There's a couple of terms I don't understand. I don't understand good loss. Like there's losses that don't hurt as much as others, but I never understand good loss, and I never understand bad win. What is a bad win? And here's what I'm going to tell you. And I first of all, my eyes tell me they're better, right? My eyes tell me they're better. My eyes tell me that what Jerry said at the beginning of the year about the talent that they got has come to fruition. My eyes tell me that their lines physically, JJ, this is physically up front. They look the best that they've looked in a decade, don't they?
Yeah, they're fast. They're physical.
Yeah.
You see a difference up front.
Yeah. And here's where I'll tell you I noticed the difference. They're beating the teams that were beating them, right? New Mexico had been beating them. They're beating New Mexico 2 years in a row. They're beating UTEP. FIU came into their place last year and beat them. They beat them back this year, right? Now, Liberty got them this year after they beat Liberty last year. Liberty's probably the best team in that league, right? I don't even think probably. Liberty's undefeated. Liberty's the best team in that league, right? And one of the better group of 5 teams. I mean, but should they have beat Hawaii? Yeah, they should have. They had a Hawaii beat, and they made some mistakes. I'm not even going to sit here and say they should have beat UMass. I was at that game. UMass beat them. Mm-hmm. UMass beat them 41-30. That's not, to me, I can't.
They didn't play good that game.
No.
They turned it over.
Yeah, UMass beat them.
They got beat by UMass. And that's going to happen. But the other games, because you lost those games, I'm not going to downplay the wins at all.
No.
These programs in the state are nowhere near being too concerned about who you're beating.
Yeah. I go and the point you made, you asked a great question on Eli Stowers. You get a special talent like that, he's your quarterback, right? He was recruited as a quarterback. Came over from Texas A&M, right? They got a guy who, I don't know how you take Diego Pavia off the field, but they realize they got a special talent in this young man, and they want to get him on the field, and they've done, I think, a terrific job at each week getting him more and more into what they are doing in their game plan every single week. And JJ, number 7 has become a part of what they do offensively. Would you tell me 7 catches? I think it's a great job by Tim Beck.
5 for 80.
5 for 80.
But what also is impressive about New Mexico State, you look at the play, Stowers, 32-yard reception. Other wide receiver, Chris Bellamy, 40-yard reception. You got Monte Watkins had a 34-yard run. Quarterback Diego Pavia, 41. Explosive plays.
Yeah. I forgot to ask him about, and this was one of the only things I wrote down. I didn't even ask him about the play at the end of the game where he got into Diego. I really meant to, and I apologize for that. That's on me. I wrote that down. I didn't ask him. And how it was a bad move on Diego's part, right? And maybe that's why he was a little tame on the praise of Diego today, right? He said, "Yeah, he's getting better," but he didn't. He wasn't over the top. think Diego's hearing it from everywhere how good he is. And it feels like Jerry's trying to temper him. Yeah, he's good. But
they're good, but you still can't be audibling to a go route on third down when you're up 21 points, 3 minutes left. That ultimately ends with one of your wide receivers landing awkwardly on his arm and getting hurt.
Yeah. And Jerry ripped into him well. All right, Aggie fan, you're in. If you want, we're here for you at 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. What time do you want to do Red Zone on a Friday? I know we got a hoe. We got to do 3-for-all. You want to do it somewhere in the 8 o'clock hour today? What works
It's
for
ready
you?
to go when you are.
Is it ready to go?
Yes.
You want to do it right at 8 o'clock?
Let's do it.
All right, we'll do Red Zone right at 8 o'clock. We'll get into it. Coming off a 30. What did you think of the 31-24? Was that entertainment last night? Were you okay with a Thursday? Usually Thursday night games can be dog. Well, not usually. They often can be dogs. I didn't think it was a dog, although it was 7-0 at halftime or something like that. It turned into entertainment down the stretch. It turned into teams all of a sudden going up and down the field down the stretch. No, it was not. It was 17-6 at halftime. I don't even know where. I was kind of watching. We had an event last night. At one point, I looked at it was 7-0.
17-6.
I didn't know when the hell it was. It was 17-6 at halftime.
I was flipping around to baseball and eventually the Avalanche at that point. Especially after the pick six, it was kind of lost my interest.
Baseball was good.
Baseball was so good.
But this game
lost your interest until it was tied at 24.
Yeah, I know. And I saw the score. I was like, great, I get to go rewatch in the morning. So
well, and by all rights, it should have gone overtime.
It really
Right?
should have. It really should have.
Derek Carr puts the ball in Foster Moreau's hands.
He's wide open.
You are a professional receiver. Your job is to receive the football, receive the damn ball. I mean, it was soft. It wasn't like he chucked at him. Look, Derek Carr didn't play great. I'm not here to just praise Derek Carr. But on that drive when it mattered, it's kind of like the Brock Purdy thing the week before. Well, Brock Purdy didn't get it. Well, he kind of did. Got his team down there, and the kicker missed the kick. Derek Carr got his team down there and put a ball in his tight end's head. Now, on fourth down, I thought it was a horrible play call and a horrible decision, a horrible throw. On the fourth down, but that was third down. I mean, put the ball right there. And then you got to make another play.
Just need one catch.
That's right.
And because of that drop, they ended 0 for 4 goal-to-go passes that possession and 0 for 6 on the day.
Yeah. Saints come back. I mean, I'm not going to call them out of that division.
No, they're not out of that division. But all of a sudden, with the frustration that Derek Carr has shown over the last couple of weeks, and he said last night he needs to simmer down. He said that his on-field outbursts are not helping the team. So it's one where you have that self-awareness. A dude that we're not talking about when we have all these conversations and it's always the hot thing. Dennis Allen might need to start reviewing his resume.
I think that's fair.
Because that dude does
He's
not
the head
win
coach.
football games in the NFL.
He's the head coach of the Saints. And we can have a conversation. Is that roster too good? That's a really good defense, which wasn't really good last night. But it's a really good defense. And they're under 500. You went out and got the quarterback that you wanted. I think that's really fair. Is that head coach when on the hot seat? I mean, when we start having these conversations, yeah, I think that's a really fair. How long has he been there? 3 years? 4 years?
Like career, Dennis Allen is like 42% winning percentage.
It's not good enough. No, I think that's a totally fair conversation. All right, when we come back, there's a lot going on in the NFL. It says Jerry is just noise. What does that mean? At the very, very top. Jerry is just noise. Talking about Jerry Jones? Is it a whole lot of noise? Cowboys got, well, we'll tell you what the Cowboys got and what Jerry's got to say. And is it just a whole lot of noise? It's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports. Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.
Lobo women's soccer, a soul crusher. Tomorrow he's got pregame, halftime, and postgame for Lobo football. And then Sunday here on these Sports Animal. Are we on the radio?
Yes, we are.
Lowell women's basketball tips off, your first exhibition game of the year. What am I doing? I mean, I don't know. I got a tea time today, and I got a tea time on Sunday, and I'm going to go game and maybe have a beer or two after watching my daughter run on Saturday. Like JJ's working.
That's a fun weekend.
Yeah.
Last night was
soul crushing.
One of the best yet most gut wrenching games I've had the opportunity to broadcast.
Global women's soccer, Colorado State. Were they down 2-0?
They were down 2-0.
They were down 2-0. Came back with 2 bombs. Like those should be 3-point goals. Right? I mean, they should two deep strikes, and then you explain it. 10 seconds to go. 2-2 corner kick for Colorado State.
Corner kick for Colorado State.
10 seconds left on the
10
clock.
seconds
and
left.
They time this like real sports. It's not like they actually have a clock in their soccer.
It's 90. It's over.
Yeah, it's not like okay, and then there's like mystery time.
Yeah. It's 90. It's over. And header comes in, far post. One of the big,
another loopy
midfielders just gets enough on it to just loop it over Allie Davis, who dives, and it falls into the net.
It's in the back of the net.
It was
unbelievable,
crazy. With like, wait, there's 4 seconds left, and they just won this game. Like it was crazy.
So they fall into a tie for 6th place. Top 6 go to the conference tournament, right?
Yeah, they stay in 6th after UNLV lost yesterday as well. So they're both at 9 points. And
tough one for Heather and those girls, because that was the fight back, and that would have moved them, I think, into 4th, right? If they earn the point. So, tough one for them. So JJ's got that this weekend. Of course, United playoffs tomorrow. They'll be in Sacramento to play Republic. That is a 1 versus 8 matchup in the USL Championship. All right, Cowboys are off this weekend. It is a bye week for the Bengals, the Cowboys, the Titans, the Jets, the Panthers, and the Texans. I talked about this a lot. So Jerry Jones, I believe, is the only owner, right, in the National Football League that's got a regular radio appearance, right? Mm-hmm. And there's very few that do this. I don't know. I mean, Peter Trevisani, the managing partner of United, has his own weekly radio spot. Jerry Jones. Are there any other owners that you know that do that?
No. Not a weekly radio spot.
I always wonder how, we've talked about this a lot. What does that mean to be the coach? You're the coach, and you've got your owners out there and the media is rushing to Jerry Jones after a game. Jerry, what did you think? Well, we should have gone for it on 4th or whatever, right? And then everybody rushes to his segment on Mondays. And what does it mean? So Mike McCarthy is the head coach, and he was on Mad Dog Radio with Adam Shine on Wednesday. And he was asked about this dynamic. And I've always wondered how McCarthy feels about this. Is it just noise? How much does it go in? And I thought McCarthy's answer, and look, Mike McCarthy's 4-2. Like at some point, man, what does he got to do? Well, I know what he's got to do to get off the hot seat, but he's 4-2. They're not horrible. Yeah, they got spanked by the 49ers. Then they came back and they had a good win last week. But McCarthy's response to the Jerry Jones 2, not just one, he does 2 radio interviews every week. And then he meets with the media after the game. Quote from McCarthy. It's like everything in this league, there's jobs, and every job has a little bit different job description and job responsibility. That's just, frankly, the way this organization runs. But my communication with Jerry and the relationship that we have and the ability to talk through things, working for an owner and working for an organization rather that didn't have an owner. When he was in Green Bay, they didn't have an owner. Jerry asked all the right questions. And I think it makes everybody better, because just like anything, you're going to have the conversations, the post-game conversations after the game. And I think it's really healthy. I think it's healthy for our coordinators. And I think it's just like anything. There's a line of accountability that goes with it. Now, the radio shows and all that stuff, that's really just part of the job description working here in Dallas, end quote. I mean, to your point, and as you wrote in the headline, is it just noise? I don't think it's just noise. It's noise that gets through that you've got to pay attention to.
You have to address it.
Yeah.
But Mike McCarthy gets it. And everyone understands that dynamic. Does it make it easy at times? Not at all. When your owner is questioning what you're doing, but it's not a surprise. Everyone understands that dynamic in that building. Mike McCarthy's prepared to respond to things because it's something no one else has to do.
Yeah.
But Mike McCarthy's getting ready for his press conference, and the PR guy's like, oh, by the way, Jerry said this, this, and this, so just they're probably going to ask you about it. And as long as you just wrap your head around it, it doesn't become frustrating as it would be to everyone else, because you know what you're signing up for when you're the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. And I think Mike McCarthy isn't the most dynamic, personable guy. And that's okay. Not everybody is, I don't know, give me who's a dynamic, personable coach these days. How many in the NFL? That's kind of interesting now. What's the best personality coach in the NFL right now?
Mike McDaniel?
He's great.
Team scores 70 points.
Yeah, it's pretty easy when you're winning. I'm kind of looking through them right now. Like, give me a personality. Is it McVay? I mean, McDaniel's got Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Right? Not everybody's that guy. Right? I don't think McCarthy's a great coach. I don't think he's a horrible coach. I think he's a pretty good coach who's won a Super Bowl. I think he's in line with, I know you guys hate this, and I asked this a long time ago, what's the difference between him and Sean Payton? I know Sean Payton, he's a great coach. Is he? He's kind of done what Mike McCarthy's done, hasn't he? Just ask it.
It's a Spider-Man meme. They're the same thing.
I mean, just saying. But yeah, man, when your owner's out there, is it healthy that an owner's out there doing whatever sport, whatever level, doing weekly radio stuff? Coach got to be listening, just going, really? Why is he critiquing what I'm doing technically, schematically? All right, let's go to the red zone. When we get back, we got a good week of football. We're going to hoe at some point today. We got 3 for all. Happy Friday. Thanks for being with us on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Here at
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, good Thursday coming off of here in the Sports Equinox. Astros, even their series in the American League Championship Series in Arlington, beat the Rangers pretty handily. 10-3 last night. You got a walk-off from Ketel Marte in Arizona as the Diamondbacks pulled them in 2-1 of the Phillies in the National League Championship Series. Meanwhile, you have Thursday Night Football. Jaguars held off the Saints 31-24 in New Orleans, and James Madison stayed undefeated, Stigler. He said, I was walking down the hall. You didn't even mention the Dukes. All right, yeah. James Madison stays undefeated with their win over Marshall last night in a little Fun Belt action in college football last night. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. I did get an email, JJ. It says, "Are we gonna ram it?" Because we didn't ram it after, but he's not talking about my ram.
But
he says CSU stuns women's soccer on a questionable last-minute management by Heather Dyke. Can we get a recap from The Voice, JJ Buck? You just kind of did give a recap. What was questionable about the management by Heather?
I don't know.
All right. Well, there you go. There you go, Ron.
I really don't know what. Yeah, they gave up a corner kick, but they were pressing for the last 20 minutes
because they were down.
And Colorado State found a late counter, and that's not questionable management. That's two teams going at it.
And by the way, look at that goal. I mean, it was a header that looped, just tucked into that high left corner over an outstretched goaltender. That the last three goals, dude. I mean, the two Lobo goals. Have you seen the highlights yet, DC? You gotta look at. They should be 3-pointers, man. I mean, they were way downtown. Bang.
Yeah. Even the second Colorado State goal was free kick from distance.
Yeah.
Freshman brace for the Rams. What?
Way downtown. Bang. Mike Breen. All right. Good weekend of football coming up. Let's get into the red zone. DC has prepared some pretty good stuff for us.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
All right, after a terribly slow start last night, the Saints made Thursday Night Football interesting.
Terribly slow.
I mean, what can you say?
It made me go to baseball.
Yeah, it did, and hockey. So either way, despite the late comeback, the Saints fell to 3-4 for the season after that loss. New Orleans is not living up to our preseason expectations the way Jacksonville has at this point. If the Buccaneers win at home this weekend versus the Falcons, they will actually have a comfortable spot at the top of the NFC South. So break down that NFC South division as it sits right now and what you expect moving forward.
Well, that would be a huge step forward for Tampa to be 2-0 in the division. This is where it's tough at times for anyone talking football. You know, they see New Orleans lose last night to Jacksonville, and they're like, oh, no, they have no shot. You still need to focus on the division. Like, division winners go to the playoffs. The Saints are 1-1 in the division. And there's nothing that I see out of New Orleans that they can't compete in that division. So I am going to go New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina, the rest of the way in the NFC South.
So you still have New Orleans to win it? Yeah, I think it's going to go down to the end. I think in the long run trust Derek Carr more than I trust Baker Mayfield. And at some point I might have to switch that, right? Baker, good for Baker. You know what Baker's done? Baker's gone down to Tampa Bay, shut his mouth, and somewhat resurrected his career. He's played solid football. Yeah, they got punched by the Lions last week. And you know what? The Lions are pretty freaking good. I still believe the Saints are going to be there at the end. I do. They're 7 games into a 17-game schedule. They got to play each other, I believe, still twice. And so I do believe in that roster overall. I believe in their defense. I look at it last night. Foster Moreau catches the ball, and we go to overtime, and we don't know what happens. And so while I've got all the respect in the world for what Tampa's doing and what Baker's doing, I believe in the overall roster for New Orleans more than I believe.
Flip that question, too, because Atlanta wins their 2-0 division.
100%, and they're 4-3, by the way, right? I mean, if Atlanta wins this weekend, they're in a great spot too. And you go and look at Desmond Ridder handing the ball off to those two running backs.
2nd and goal.
The Jacksonville Jaguars looked strong on both sides of the ball last night. However, Trevor Lawrence really stood out to me with his 59 yards rushing. Lawrence has been durable, he's made good decisions, and he led his team to a strong 5-2 start. This morning, I heard a commentator making a case for Trevor Lawrence as the second best quarterback in the AFC. Do you agree or disagree with this opinion? Why or why not?
I don't agree. Now, look, he may end up being, but he is not yet. He is not yet better than Josh Allen. He is not yet better than Joe Burrow. Now, is he having a better year than Joe Burrow? Yes. May he develop into being better than both of those guys? He might be. As of now, he's not better than those guys. But let me just tell you, and this was the year we all talked about this, and I think this was another unanimous thought we're watching actually happen. This was the year that Trevor Lawrence was going to develop into one of those guys, right? Year one with Urban Meyer was a mulligan because it was a disaster. So almost like last year was his first year in the league under a real system. We expected this development. We're seeing what we expected, but I'm not ready to tell you he's better than Josh Allen or Joe Burrow yet.
And of course,
or Justin Herbert, by the way. I'll give you Justin Herbert. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah,
I'll take T-Law over Justin Herbert right now.
Me too.
These are the conversations that I make more difficult in the sports talk world, because if you're telling me, it's easy to pick Trevor Lawrence. That was a talent, number 1 overall pick, but he's not playing better than Tua.
Yeah,
like Tua's in that conversation.
Tua needs to be in that conversation.
If it's just straight 100%. Talent, then 100%. He still would be number 4 because I'm taking Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen, and then Trevor Lawrence. But he is playing at a level that you would expect because those expectations were placed on him as being that once every 5-year guy that's going to change a franchise.
Do you agree that if we have this conversation, let's just say 2 years from right now, he might be the second best quarterback in the NFC?
Yes.
Right?
He has that ability.
I think he's on that trajectory. I just don't think he's there yet.
3rd and goal.
So we're finally seeing some action in the trading market. This week with Mecole Hardman going back to Kansas City, the Chiefs get back a wide receiver that caught 151 passes for 2,088 yards and 16 touchdowns for them previously. What does this move mean for the Kansas City Chiefs offense? And is this the final piece they need to win another Super Bowl?
No, it's just a dude that's going to catch some third down passes. That wasn't 2,000 yards in one season. That was over how many years? He caught those passes in Kansas City 4 years. And the most receptions he had in a season was 59. This is a guy that they trust. They can throw into the rotation. But it's not like, oh my gosh, watch out.
It's another piece. It's the rich get richer, right? It's just another toy for him to play with. Is he the difference maker? I think the difference was already made. I mean, if you're going to ask me, I still think they're the team to beat in the AFC. Well, Miami's really good. Buffalo's really nice. The Jaguars are nice. And until you beat them, they're the team to beat. And they lost by 1 point on opening day. Have they lost since? They played some close games. Have they lost since opening day? Has everybody else lost since then? The answer is yes. We keep looking for reasons to not believe in the Chiefs. And because they lost by 1 point to the Lions, who, by the way, are pretty stinking good. It's another piece, DC. It's a nice piece. It's another toy. It makes them better. The rich get richer. The poor get the picture. The bombs never hit you when you're down so low.
You should call that a good loss.
4th and goal.
An acceptable one, an understandable one.
Oh, goodness. Week 7 has a lot of interesting matchups that could have playoff implications. I want each of you to pick your game of the week and tell us what to watch for in that matchup.
No, Dolphins and Eagles is the best game of the week. There's two that I love: Dolphins, Eagles, and Lions, Ravens. Dolphins, Eagles is just the game right now, and it's a Super Bowl preview, and this is the great, and it is. And I had this conversation last night at the Slaughter, New Mexico Bowl event with a Dolphins fan. It been a nice event last night, by the way. Over at All In Autographs, which you should go to. I think I told you this yesterday. I think the Dolphins are playing better now. And so, I love this game. And the other one, and I really struggled with this, and I don't mean to take them both from you. But
that's okay. You're not going to guess what I'm going to do.
I can't wait to see the Lions and Ravens. I really want to see what the Lions offense does against a Ravens team that kind of got to win.
Do you want to know the game of the weekend?
Yeah, tell me.
Sunday? the Las Vegas Raiders at Chicago Bears. Because this is the NFL. This is what this league is all
Is this
about.
the Broncos Bears
This
game?
could be Aiden O'Connell versus Tyson Badgett. Tyson Badgett, an undrafted free agent from Shepherd University.
That's right.
Versus Aiden O'Connell out of Purdue. The Raiders, 2.5-point favorites. They have a star receiver that's saying, throw me the football. I want to be a part of this offense. You paid me to catch passes, Devontae Adams.
Throw me the damn ball.
You have a Chicago Bears team that thought they actually found something with Justin Fields. Oh, he hurt his thumb. So here's an undrafted rookie. This is the NFL.
What if this kid earns the job and becomes Brock Purdy? No, really.
Exactly.
What if he becomes Brock? I mean, he could become.
What if?
It's not impossible.
That's why
Just improbable.
we tune in. That's why we watch. You mock that game. You laugh at that game.
No, I picked him in my 3-for-all. I got that game on my list.
I saw that and I thought the backups make it interesting, but the Raiders aren't out. So I can see why you would have interest in that game.
Raiders aren't out, dude. They're a wild card team right now, aren't they?
QB2 duels. You want another QB2 duel? How about PJ Walker versus Gardner Minshew?
Ooh.
Browns at Colts.
You mentioned that one yesterday. That will be really interesting. I think the Browns defense, though, is going to shut them down, but it will be an interesting game.
Next week in the USFL.
Give me the backup quarterbacks, baby.
All right. What's your game of the week?
I mean, it's hard not to look at the Dolphins, and there's just so much on the line there.
Well, Dolphins-Eagles is great.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of just... But and I'm such a homer, but I think the Packers-Broncos are going to be interesting because I think the Packers go in and get a win, but I think there's actually a lot of points scored in that game.
Can I tell you one of the greatest inventions, by the way, where technology is furthered football? I can still have an 8:57 tee time, set up the red zone in the golf cart, play 18, and still not miss football.
I know, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
You know, if you wanted to take it a step further, you could do the multi-screen on YouTube TV on your phone.
Yeah, then it gets a little tiny on a 5-inch screen.
I mean, you'd have to be pretty hardcore.
No, I'm good with red zone, dude. Red zone gets me everywhere I got to be. And I still, I'm struggling keeping up and trying to make a putt. I hit a 5-iron or a 6-iron. I need, but it's kept me on the golf course for an extra month or two. It has.
Nice.
Because I used to never play on Sundays. And I still, I don't know if I want to.
Well, it's certainly going to be a nice one.
Yeah, yep. All right, 505-246-0610. We got a sweet deal for you coming up. I want to get into some of the baseball over the last couple of days, and you guys have been, well, you're all over the place with your correspondence today. Let's go into this a little bit. Let's go into ownership, quarterbacks and ownership. We talked about owners with their own radio spots. What about when you got high profile owners? Is that good? Is that not good for your team? And which quarterbacks are getting into the ownership game? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Part of the ownership group.
Yeah. Well, Magic owns everything, right?
Yeah,
It's part of
Magic's
everything.
part of everything. And Patrick Mahomes is talking about that, thinking about his future. Now he needs to keep signing those quarterback contracts so he can have the money to get a bigger share of a team.
So he could pay a quarterback more money. Patrick Mahomes got involved with multiple sports, like Magic has, right? The latest, he's part of the Alpine Formula One team. Announced earlier this week that he and his teammate, old Travis Kelce, part of the group that invested $21 million in Alpine. He said about it that he's not planning to stop getting involved in ownership until I own an NFL team. If I can get there, then I might settle down. But they make it pretty tough to get to that spot. Look, it's money, man. So the Powerball the other day was like $700 million. I'm like, well, could you buy an NFL team? He's like, not even. You can't even buy a third of it, right? Are they going for $3 billion? You start looking at it. I don't know what's a good owner. Who's Tom Kraft? Bob Kraft? Is he a great owner? I mean, they're great owners when they win, right? They're crummy owners. Like, oh, look at the ownership of the Clippers. Look at the ownership of the right. That's bad.
Well, I don't think. Well, now. Previously, though, at least Steve Ballmer's invested.
Yeah.
He's excited.
No, he's building
a brand new arena.
Yeah. Dude, you should see that place. I didn't know what it was
for players.
I was over at SoFi. We were walking over there for the Taylor Swift show. And I'm like, what is that place? Like, it's insane looking right across the street, and that's where the Clippers are going to play. It's insane. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning to everybody.
Good day.
You know who's a great minority owner?
Who?
Thomas Edward Brady just got his 8th championship ring.
Yeah.
He's a part owner of that WNBA team that just won a championship.
Las Vegas Aces.
And eventually he'll migrate and navigate his way to primary ownership of the Raiders because he's a minority owner there as well. I'm looking forward to that. Hey, first and foremost, the most important thing, Jeff, today's not your birthday, but tomorrow is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And we're not going to have an opportunity to celebrate it together. It is a Costco cake-worthy day. But you know what? For a gentleman who I'm proud to call friend, even though I get feedback constantly, which is good.
Feedback's good, man.
It is good. It spurs growth and new thought processes. You're always kind, loving, caring, and sharing. You're consistently that person. So I hope the next 365.25 days, you got to account for a leap year, are filled with health, love, and happiness, and continued success. So happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Appreciate you.
Cheesecake Factory and Hooters.
I appreciate you.
Okay. Real quick. I did a quick count in the NFL. There's 32 teams. I'm with a backup quarterback.
How many?
13.
Yeah. 13.
In some capacity or another during the 6 weeks of the season, more than a third of the league has a backup quarterback in play. The games this weekend, I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. The Lions, giving 3 at the Ravens. They're getting 3 at the Ravens. The Ravens are favored. I think that's going to be a tremendous game.
Yep.
The Rams, throw on your Nolan Cromwell helmet there, Jeff.
Yep.
Because I think the Rams are gaining momentum, and your teams are not going to want any part of that Rams team at the end of the year. They're giving 3.
Yep.
The Eagles are giving 2.5 at home, and the 49ers are going to crush the Vikings. But,
I think that's right on Monday
I
night.
didn't do the NCAA. I didn't do the NCAA slate, but I'm sure there's an abundance and a cornucopia of good games. Have a delightful weekend and a great birthday,
I
Jeff.
appreciate you. Thank you. All right. And Edward called at 505-246-0610. All right, you can get in on that, and we'll get back into that stuff here in a minute. We got a sweet deal that you're going to want to get part of, and Jay, this is out in your hood now. This is right up your angle. So go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Hit it at 9 o'clock. Don't be late. And for just $25, you get $50 worth of gift certificates to Neighbors West Side Bar and Grill, the perfect West Side hangout. If you're looking for a spot for brunch, this is a spot for brunch. So brunch this time of year, that means great grub, and I can watch the game. Like, everybody wins. You win, I win. We get fed. And I got every game in front of me. Nicole is here. How are you today? Let me hit you. All right, that's not up. Hold on. Talk to her for a minute while I
We can't really talk. The microphone is not up. It should be good.
All right, they should be good. Are you into that? Yeah. All right. We get. You give her that one too. Tell us a little bit about Neighbors.
Neighbors. So Neighbors is a bar and grill. We have about 80 beers on tap. Full service bar. Also full food menu. So actually, I'm going to repeat that real quick.
Do it.
So we got 80 beers on tap. We are mostly a craft system. It's really cool. And then we also do have brunch for all of you sports fans.
A craft system.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So about 85% of our beers are all craft beers. So those are going to be your local breweries. Marble.
And do you rotate them a lot? Like all their seasonals, all their difference?
Yes, we actually have a new seasonal cider coming in. It's the Biscochito cider from Sandia. Yeah, it's so exciting.
All right, so I want everybody loves the La Cumbre Elevated, or I've really kind of been into the Marble Cerveza. I think their Cerveza is terrific. All right, there's a couple of Bosques that I like. There's a couple of hazies that I really like. So you just kind of rotate them all through.
Yeah, we do. So we have probably about like 6 hazy IPAs, and then probably about 12 regular IPAs. About 8 lagers.
What about Coors Light? Can I get a Coors Light?
Oh, yeah, you can get a Coors Light. We also have domestic. Yeah.
Just want to make sure everybody's happy.
Yeah, we have everything for everyone. We even now are starting a brunch menu on Sundays for all of our football fans. My favorite item on our brunch menu is going to be called the Miss Frenchie.
What is
it's
that?
a French toast sandwich with fried chicken in the middle and an egg drizzled with maple syrup and powdered sugar. It's delicious.
So French toast sandwich, fried chicken in the middle, drizzled with maple. See?
Yeah, it's so good. Oh my goodness.
That's my
To
girlish figure.
die
I don't even
for.
care about my girlish figure anymore. All right, and then also the menu. So it's lunches, it's dinners. I'm going to assume as well.
Yeah, so we do lunch from 12 until 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday,
Right.
and then Monday through Thursday we're open from 3 p.m. to about 9 and 10, and then of course Sunday we have our brunch menu, and so we're opening at 10 a.m. on Sundays.
Sweet.
Just to cater to all of you that love to watch football
Everybody
and also
does.
drink.
Do you like? Who's your team?
I don't have a team,
You
but
don't
if
have a
I
team? You want
were
one?
to choose one, I guess I would do Denver Broncos or the Green Bay Packers.
Really? They play each other this weekend. Do you know
Oh,
that?
no, I did not
Yeah,
know
no,
that.
they play. They're going to be on at Neighbors. They're going to be up on the screen.
Oh, yeah,
You're going to be
they
watching it while you're eating that
definitely will be.
Miss Drizzled. So what's it called again?
Miss Frenchie.
I knew
the
it was a
Drizzle.
missy. There was a miss in there.
Anytime you make a sandwich with anything other than just bread,
100%.
it's next level.
100%. Yep. All right, and then it's right around the corner from his place. It's in his
People live on the west side,
And-
Jeff. There's a
I
lot
get
of
it.
us.
And I get it. And he needs to go out for karaoke on Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah.
What's your
you
song,
do,
dude?
you
What's
do.
your song? He just got the new haircut. He looks like a rock
I'm
star,
ready.
right?
I could step on stage and knock it out right now.
What's your song? If you sang, what would you do? You do karaoke?
What am I song?
Do you
It
do
used to be
karaoke?
was
I
like
do do
3 Doors
karaoke.
Down,
Yeah.
something like that.
Do you have a song? Would you? I mean, do you do it?
I don't think I've ever sung
He said
karaoke.
he's never sung it.
I would do Hopelessly Devoted from Greece.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you do it
I do it.
on Wednesday night? You can go out and see
yeah,
Nicole
every
do it.
once in a while, especially when I'm scheduled.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get out there on Wednesday nights and you can see Nicole do Hopelessly Devoted at Neighbors on the west side. All right, where are you and what's the website? Let people learn about it and know exactly where you are.
So our location's 2101 Vista Oeste, Northwest 87120, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So what does that mean, cross streets and
Cross-
kind of where? You're just north of the freeway, right?
Yeah, just north. We're about 2 blocks from the freeway. We also
On
are
Unser, off of
between-
Unser?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Unser and like Ladera. We're right by a Walgreens and a Sonic.
Look at you. Lava Rocks
Can't miss
out there, right?
Yeah, Lava Rocks out
Within
there.
walking distance.
Look
man.
at you. That's your hood. See? All right. So he's in on it. The sweet deal is a wonderful one. And you get the Miss Frenchie sandwich
Oh yeah.
for brunch. You get it's not just craft beers, it's a craft system that they have out there.
Oh.
It's Neighbors. You go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, click on the sweet deal icon, do it at 9:00, and for $25, you get $50 worth of deliciousness at Neighbors. Make it your spot out on the west side. Go by and see Nicole. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
And, pick a team. And, the Rams, there's always room on the Rams bandwagon
yeah.
if you want to be a Rams fan, too. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. You're home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football.
Brought to you by New Balance.
New Balance and more at New Mexico.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride barbecue chicken and ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the Frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquerque. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years. And
Animal.
Should we let Rudy hoe with us? Hey, Rudy, you want to hoe with us?
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus.
Ho! New Mexico Bowl event last night, and I got treated to good eat and drink, and I got all the energy coming out of this big event with our stakeholders last night. That's how that was a hoe now, or maybe I don't know, birthday weekend hoe or something. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How are you, Rudy?
Didn't have the same energy, but that's what happens when you drive down to Carrizozo and back.
Carrizozo. Yep. Well, welcome.
Carrizozo.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, it's a long drive. But, justice was done yesterday, so
as long as
I feel
justice
good
was
about
done.
that. But I'm sorry I missed the event.
Now, look, call Rudy and
Something
make your
else
legal problems go away. So,
yeah. So, I'm going to hope some problems go away this weekend for Lobo football. And maybe my message today is people just rally and get to the game. I have so many people that call, I'm done with Lobo football. And I said, let me ask you a question. Okay. I said, you think Sanders is doing a good job at Colorado? Yeah, he's a great coach. Okay, then explain how you give up a 29-point lead at halftime and lose 46-43. What? See, and so people aren't looking at the whole picture, are they, Jeff? They just look at what they want to see.
Well, they're looking at the obvious pieces,
there's problems with
wins and losses.
football. It's getting better. Rome wasn't built in a day. Go out and support these kids, man. They feel bad about what happened last week, and I've talked to a lot of them. And nobody wants to lose like that. But it's what you do about it that makes the difference. And I'm just hoping because it's homecoming, and maybe people have softened their heart a little bit. And we got to quit this eat UNM football every time something happens that people don't like, and they use it as an excuse to quit. And what are you teaching people, What are we teaching our kids? Quit because you don't like what's going on? I don't like it either, but I'm going to be there Saturday, and I'm going to rally as many people as I can, and I'm hoping for something good. And by the way, someday Pavia is going to have to take the stand. Okay? You can hide him out in your locker room as long as you want all year. But there's and Jeff, you're in the business. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. There's reporters that are just waiting. They're biding their time.
I know, but are you going to argue he's pretty good, right? I mean, he's having a heck of a season.
I'm not talking about his talent.
No, I know.
I'm talking about his ethics. I'm talking about his morals. I'm talking about how he treats people. I'm talking about how he treats opponents. I'm talking about what kind of sportsman he is. Yeah, he's a great quarterback, but so was Art Schlichter, wasn't he?
Now, I'll tell you this: if they'd have, and I still believe this, and because you're bringing it up totally unsolicited, right? Lobo fans not going to forget it, and I think they're. Let me ask you this: are you more insulted? Are you more bothered that he did it, or that there was no apology, or there was no recognition?
That there's no apology and there's no recognition, and that's the way New Mexico State has decided to conduct their business, and that's bad business. You got to own up to your mistakes, and you can't just hide out and think that, this will blow over, because it's not going to blow over until it's addressed. That's just my 2 cents. I know the media. I've dealt with them, and that's why when years and years ago, Kenny had his misfortune, Kenny Thomas, we met it head on.
Yeah.
He didn't run from it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, go out and enjoy the weekend. Go get a win, and I know you guys will have a good time out there this weekend because that's what you do. So enjoy it. Thanks for the call, man.
Yeah, and if you make it by, come by for your birthday beer.
I promise I shall. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, later. I get a birthday beer. Isn't that kind of cool? I get a birthday beer.
If I would have known, you'd probably have one right now.
So I might have got a bottle last night or two, and I think I got a 12-pack of Modelos that are on ice. Addie runs at 2:40. The game's at 4, right? So I got to go. Audra decided. Well, she's going to the tailgate. I love your kid, but I'm not watching her run. I'm going to the tailgate. She's like, well, do you have an extra parking pass? I'm like, wait a minute, what? So she's not watching the kid run. She's going out. And whatever, that's good. She should. JG brought it up. I didn't. You didn't. Nobody else did. But I'm going to tell you that Lobo fan isn't over, Diego. And Aggie fans just going to deal with it. Get over it. It's not that big of a thing.
When we discuss rivalry smack and the things you do, this is...
That crossed the line.
It crossed the line, but this is a win for New Mexico State fan. Because their starting quarterback beat you. Their starting quarterback is a good player. Their starting quarterback peed on your logo, and you just had to eat it. And the response from New Mexico State was his punishment is he doesn't have to talk to the media, which is no punishment at all. They're like, thank you. We don't want to talk to these dudes anyway.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't know that I think you're wrong. And Lobo fan is just, like I just asked him. And I'll ask
and
him.
And this is an easy shoe flip. Because if it was a Lobo quarterback that did that, I know the same exact playbook from Aggie fans. What they would be doing, they'd be attacking Eddie Nunez. They'd be blaming the city for things because that's what they like to do. So this is simple. It's just if it happened to you,
and that's what happens in Albuquerque.
If it happened to you, you'd be upset. And because it didn't happen to you and it's your dude, you're just telling everyone to bleep off. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I just asked him. I mean, does it bother you more that he did it or that there was just no acknowledgement, that there's no apology, no nothing? And what did he say? I mean, that there was no apology, right? And I think Aggie fans going, there is no apology because I'm going to tell you.
Sorry.
I don't think they're sorry. Yeah. And that's why you didn't get an apology, right? They acknowledge internally that it's not acceptable. The coaches said that, right? I think Tim Beck said that and Jerry Kill said that. And it's being dealt with internally, or was, whatever. But yeah, look, I didn't bring it up. But yeah, somebody brought it up last night at our event. Still really, really angry about it. Really angry about it. I get it. But I think your assessment of it, ultimately, you're probably right. 505-246-0610. That was a good ho. I felt like that woke me up. I almost want a tea time this afternoon now. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's your birthday weekend.
Don't you think?
I think you should.
All right, maybe I will. When we come back, let's look at some of the big stuff in college football because there's a gigantic the latest great game of the year is coming up this weekend. We'll look at that, and will the Lobos get it done against Hawaii? Why they will get it done against Hawaii? We'll get into that. Hey, the holidays are around the corner. Get your car taken care of, clean, detailed, so you can focus on family. My friends over at On the Spot Automotive Detailing can help you get your car cleaned, detailed, looking, smelling like it was brand new. Don't have the time? Don't need the time? On the Spot Automotive Detailing does it for you wherever and whenever it's convenient. That means they come to you at your office, at your home when it works for you. I don't know where they are. They know where I am. That's what matters. When they're done, your car looks and feels and smells like the day you took it off the lot, like it's brand new. Remember how fun it was to be in it? Not to mention they also offer window tint services for your vehicle as well. Call 505-859-2859. That's 505-859-2859. Or you can book online at otsdetailing.com. That is otsdetailing.com.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke.
Madison's undefeated. How would they be if they were in the Mountain West? Would they be...
Never lost.
They'd be top 3 or 4, right? And they might
Right
be...
now, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they're as good as there is... You're like, what are you guys even doing, James Madison? Stigler's University, but James Madison will be ranked next week. So we talk group of 5, that's Sun Belt, Mountain West, American, MAC, and Conference USA. And they get one guaranteed spot in the New Year's Six Bowls. So who will that be? And we think Air Force has the inside track right now because Air Force is 6-0. They get Navy this week. Tulane is a team that is ranked 23rd in the nation, but they have one loss, and their one loss was to Ole Miss. And Air Force doesn't have a game like that. But who are the other unbeatens in the group of 5? Well, Liberty is unbeaten, Conference USA. They are 7-0. Their best win, probably Jacksonville State. Now, if they get through, you know what? I thought they had to play South Carolina. They don't have anybody. Dude, Liberty may run the table. They're non-conference, JJ. Bowling Green, Buffalo, Old Dominion, UMass. They may run the table. Now, I don't know that. I think a one-loss Tulane or a one-loss Air Force would get in before them. And then you look down in the MAC.
That's when we can start talking about strength of schedule.
Oh, 100%. 100%. The MAC doesn't have an undefeated, and then the Sun Belt. It's James Madison at 7-0. They were winners last night, and they're impressive. They're not eligible for a bowl game because, again, they're playing up and they're transitioning up. And I guess Matt Berry was on the broadcast last night, just ripping the NCAA. Now they're non-conference. They beat Virginia, dude. They have a win over an ACC team. They beat Virginia. Their non-conference was Bucknell, Virginia, Utah State, and UConn, right? But if they go through, they still have to play Appalachian State. They get them at home. They still have to go to Coastal. But if they run the table with that schedule, the win over Virginia, you would typically say James Madison. Can you even imagine Fiesta Bowl, James Madison?
It is one of the worst rules. It's so easy for people to pile on the NCAA. Like, listening to people talk about the Jim Harbaugh stuff is cringy because they don't get it.
Yep.
And the understanding of college athletics at the highest level of talking heads is terrible. But this is one of the rules that I'm on board with that just doesn't make any sense. So you're good, but we have to protect everyone else.
From what?
From you being good. You're hurting everyone's feelings. That's all it is. These guys can't come in and compete for a championship right away. They're not very ready. If they're not ready, then they won't be competing. You need to have a transition period.
But they're at a disadvantage, so why are we penalizing them more?
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
But if they are good, then it saves everyone else from getting beat by a brand new team for 2 years.
Yeah. No, that's a nice club, man. You get Ohio State, Penn State this weekend in Columbus. Like, that's the one, right? That's what everybody's looking at. That's the latest game of the year, right? Is this year Penn State finally clips them? 4.5 points, Ohio State's the favorite. Is this year they finally clip them? I think it is. We'll see. Do you see any upsets this weekend? You never see them coming, right? I mean, they come out of nowhere. Tennessee over Alabama?
Is that an upset? It's a 9-point home favorite.
Yeah.
It's still 17 versus 11.
Yeah, but I mean, 9-point dog, that win it would be an upset. Do you give Washington State any chance at Oregon? Oregon coming off that high of that last game, they got beat.
Because Oregon plays defense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 20-point line.
It is a 20-point line. Another really, really good game. really good. Florida State's a 14.5-point favorite over Duke. Give me Duke in the points, and I give Duke a chance. Now, I know it's down in Tallahassee, but I give Duke a chance on the road. 505-246-0610. We got to do a 3-for-all. Give you 3
Even
bets.
without their starting quarterback?
Yeah, I just saw that. And that's why the line's what it is, huh? What happened to him?
Remember he sprained his ankle in that, was it Thursday night game or the televised game?
I thought he was back. Gosh, I really liked them too. We got 3-for-all. When we come back, we're going to pick 3 games, NFL spreads. Pick against us because we're not good at it. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. An AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
My family, me and my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Big weekend coming up. Started off last night. Jaguars beat the Saints 31-24. Thursday night football in the National Football League is heard right here on the Sports Animal. Astros with the win over the Rangers in the American League Championship Series. Even that up at 2 apiece, 10-3. Houston over Texas last night. Diamondbacks got a walk-off base hit, 9th inning from Ketel Marte. They beat the Phillies last night, 2-1. That series is 2-1 in favor of the Phillies. Thanks for being with us. Opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC or DC. All right, you ready? Every week we do this to show you how hard gambling is. Each one of us is underwater. JJ's 7-10. I'm 8-9. DC's got bonus losses. He's 7-12. What? Remember?
I remember very well.
Yeah, but you had a 3-0 week last week. All right, so
he's rolling.
For those of you, we just pick 3. Not here's what pick these games. No, just pick. If you were going to go bet 3, what are your favorite 3 bets? And it's just we suggest you go against us because we're not very good at this, and it just shows how hard betting in the National Football League is. So we're going. And JJ starts. So you go first. You go you, me, DC, and we go through it. And if we have the same ones, we have the same ones. We tend to have a few of the same. But what do you like? What's your first one?
The first one is the Washington Commanders, minus 2.5 at the New York Giants, who continue to lose offensive linemen. And I like the Commanders in that spot.
That's a really good one, actually. I like. So you got Washington. I'm going to take Miami getting 2.5 at Philly. I think Miami wins outright, but I like it's the best game of the weekend. I like Miami getting plus 2.5 at Philadelphia.
All right, I'll take Tampa Bay minus 2.5 versus Atlanta. Although I was looking at the Commanders for a long time. I was very close to taking that as well.
All right. My second one, I like the Lions getting 3 at Baltimore. Detroit at Baltimore, another really good game. I'll take the Lions in 3. DC?
All right, I'm going to take the Rams minus 3 versus Pittsburgh.
Ooh, at home. All right.
Jeff coming out swinging 2 road dogs.
Yeah, that's good. What do you like?
Woof, woof. The next one, because I look and I haven't really done an over-under in a while. I'm going over 37 points between Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
Okay. Tampa Bay, Atlanta, you go over the 37. All right, DC, what's your third?
Well, I'm going to kind of stick with the popular trend of taking an under, and this one's going to be on KC versus LA Chargers under 47.5.
You're hitting on those, too.
Well, it's a crazy trend. I heard something like the average right now is like 41 points a game. And
big number.
Like the lowest scoring since 2011 or something like that.
All right, what's your third?
Third one?
Yeah.
Seattle, minus 8 at home. Big number in a division game. It can get close, but looking at Arizona the last few weeks, the games have gotten away from them. I like Seattle, that offense at home to cover.
All right. I'm going to take an over in your backup quarterback game between the Bears and the Raiders. I just think stuff happens, man. It's 37 is the number. It's a little bitty number. And I think that there's enough firepower in the Raiders. Josh Jacobs could do something. I'll go over Bears, Raiders, 37.
Feed Devontae Adams. Feed DJ Moore.
Go.
QB2. You only live once. Let it rip.
All right. There's our crappy picks. Go against them and go make money.
So
that's our 3-for-all.
These backup quarterback games.
Yeah.
Of those 4 backups, who do you like the most?
What are my options? It's Minshew and who?
Aiden O'Connell. PJ Walker, and
who's the Bears guy?
Tyson Bagent.
Oh, that's right.
Probably PJ Walker.
Maybe.
He likes O'Connell.
Chance for Tyrod Taylor. Daniel Jones still limited in practice.
Who doesn't love Tyrod Taylor? Right? I mean, you got to love
Chargers doctors.
Because they stabbed him in the lung.
Oh my goodness.
God. Justin Herbert.
They're like, Justin Herbert's actually
let's start
good.
his career. I'm going to stab this guy in the lung. No, seriously, that's how that played out.
Justin Herbert. Did anyone ask if Justin Herbert
do you know
paid
the
off the doctor?
100%. How is there no investigation of that? Tyrod Taylor's your quarterback. All of a sudden, they stab him in the lung. Oh, he's out. We got to play the rookie, and he gets Wally pipped and never comes back. I mean, how is there not an investigation of that? Has anybody ever asked him that? Justin, so did you play any role in jabbing the lung of the first-string quarterback so you can get in the game? Well, what? No. I mean, how would I do that? No, I have never touched a hypodermic needle in my life. Is there a money trail did you pay the doctor? Well, I mean, no. Where would I get that? I'm on a rookie contract. How would I possibly do that? I'm just saying. You're right. How has there never been that investigation? All right. Give me an upset. Who do you like? Is there a straight up upset you like this weekend? You know, I like Miami as a dog to win. You guys have one? You like the Lions to win over the Ravens? Lions are getting 3.
See, these are ones that I don't feel like it would be a major upset because
there's nothing major.
Detroit's a good football team. Miami is a good football team, and while they're underdogs in a game.
Well, look, so almost all the spreads are small. You got an 8-point spread that you took with Seattle, and there's an 8.5-point spread with the Patriots, underdogs to the Bills. Everything else is like 2.5 to 3 points.
Literally. It would be like it would be New England beating Buffalo. Like,
the Vikings beating the Niners would stun you. Yeah.
Just like Cleveland doing it last week to the 49ers, or the Jets knocking off the Eagles in that game.
God, the spreads are 2.5, 3.
And if I'm going to pick one,
2.5,
I know it's
3.
It's not a big spread, but coming off what we saw last week, I'd say the Colts getting the Browns in Indianapolis.
Gardner Minshew turns it around against that defense. I mean, I thought he was good the weeks prior. I thought he looked crummy last week, and now he's going up against maybe the best defense in the league. Why does he turn it around against them? What makes you think that?
Because it's the NFL.
Yeah, fair.
And it's P.J. Walker on the other side.
Okay.
If Gardner Minshew doesn't turn the football over.
Yeah, but he did. Who'd they play last week? He turned it over against the Jaguars.
They got behind early, and it was bad.
Against the Jaguars.
But that's
what
your
I'm saying.
point
Is they're not going to get behind big because the offensive firepower isn't there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's the thing I'm looking for is these are the ones that you're like, no, that can't happen. There's no way. And we'll be here Monday morning like going, well, what'd you think of that?
That was Cleveland beating the Niners last week. That was the Eagles losing to who the hell beat the Jets, right? We sat here last week and there were a bunch of big spreads and said the money line bets are the Bills. Well, they barely won, right? They barely beat the Giants. The Niners, they got beat by Cleveland, and the Eagles, who got beat by the Jets. That's why it's so damn hard. I mean, it's really, really hard. And hence there's those gigantic buildings. And more places popping up to take your money because you think it's so easy. And like you win. You know, football coaches tell you losing hurts more than winning is fun, right?
Yeah.
Danny said that the other day. Many coaches have. When you bet, does losing hurt more than you enjoy cashing a check? I mean, it's fun to finally go, hey, and you tell your buddies, I just hit this parlay, or I had the Browns last week. See, I told you. But you never hear about the guy who, well, I lost my ass this weekend. I lost 5 games in a row, right?
For me,
yeah,
I would actually have the opposite feeling.
Winning's more fun.
Winning is so much, like that's why you continue to chase that one moment.
Yeah,
it's because you're like, I just earned $5 into $50.
Yeah, but
and
dude,
what?
when you lose that 50, or you lose that 100, and then you lose another 100.
Yeah,
right.
You're more content with, I'm probably going to lose this bet, but if I win, watch out.
I remember playing with a good buddy. This was a few years back. It was in March. And we're having lunch, and he says, it was conference tournament week. It was like a Thursday. And he's like, what do you think of Siena getting 3.5 over Hofstra?
I love that.
And I'm like, what? And I took Siena. All right, well, what about, and they give me the MAC game. You know, I got Bowling Green -4 against Central Michigan. And he had, literally after every shot he was checking his phone. He probably had 30 bets going.
It is.
And he was killing it.
Underrated. Because everyone's focused on that first weekend of the NCAA tournament. But if you're in Vegas during conference,
yeah, we've been there.
Tournament week, there's so many options. Just like your friend was doing. You can look at lines that no one would have an idea.
Dude,
it's wild.
He had probably 30 games going while we were on the course. And after every shot, he's checking his phone. And like he was killing it. Now, it can kill you. Mm-hmm. It can go the other way.
Please bet responsibly.
Yeah. It's insane, though, isn't it? I mean, it's literally just insane. All right, 505-246-06. I got a good story when I come back. One of you sent me an email. Yesterday I was telling you a story about, remember I told you I came for that volleyball game like years ago before I ever moved here? I got the story on it. I know who they were. One of our listeners sent me the story and told me where I was and when I was. And I got a Jason email on Jerry Kill. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football.
Come to the UNM.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point is there.
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that, Ethan Olguin? My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Labrana. Cheeto made one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Is that Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What
there.
a move there by Cheeto Labrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
Happy with his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalillo will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vincente Tafoya. Ryan Brown had punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it
right
pay.
back.
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line.
I do, right? I get Astros and Rangers at 3:07. I get Phillies and Diamondbacks tonight at 6:07. Got to be a little college football for me tonight, right? And the Pac-12 go on Friday nights because there's always football. I get SMU and Temple tonight. SMU, the defending Isleta New Mexico Bowl runners-up. So we call them runners-up. What is that? That's much more polite, right?
Defending New Mexico Bowl runners.
What? Don't you think that's what they used?
They lost the game.
Yeah. They were the runners-up.
Defending losers.
Runners-up is the word. What? They got the experience. They got to experience the Borque in New Mexico and all our hospitality, and they were the runners-up. That's your one college game tonight. All right, 505-246-0610. All right, so yesterday I was telling you, and I didn't know what it was. I couldn't remember what it was. Now I got to find it again. But I told you way before I was here, before I moved here, I was at a, I can't find it now. Doggone it. Somebody explained to me, I was in a volleyball game. I came here and visited my uncle, and I thought it was really cool. And I'll find it again. But it was about the lasers. Did you ever heard of the lasers?
No.
Yeah, they played at the Civic Auditorium. And, here it is. It's from Joseph. It says the Albuquerque Lasers, 1979 to 80. And maybe that's about what it was. It says, Joseph says, I still listen to parts of the show, just not the early parts. Apparently, Jeff, you went to see the Albuquerque Lasers professional volleyball team in 1979 or 80. They played at the Civic Auditorium. Wilt Chamberlain played a few games with the Lasers. Too bad that the franchise wasn't around for too long, but hopefully you bought one of those sharp-looking Lasers logo key tags that I had sold in bulk to the franchise gift shop. We missed the old auditorium, which opened in 1957 and was demolished in 86 with a capacity of 6,000. Cushioned theater-type seating. It was literally a great all-around venue, hosting concerts with the likes of Buddy Holly, Fats Domino, Glenn Campbell. The building also hosted some high school basketball. This was the all-purpose arena on a small scale in the downtown area that is so much needed today in Albuquerque. Those were the days. From Joseph. Oh, I appreciate that. I got to Google a Lasers logo. I did.
Lasers. I like that.
Sounds about right. It sounds about right. And it could be right around the right time.
That is 90s as it gets.
The Lasers?
The Lasers.
A co-ed volleyball team. Fun while it lasted. Huh. All right, then I'll buy it. I mean, that sounds about right. I don't remember the logo. But yeah, I'm buying it. All right, Jason sent me an email. You ready? Want a Jason email on a Friday? Good morning, OD. Today was not only a Ho Friday, but a pre-Happy Birthday Ho Friday. Happy birthday, Jeff Alou. How the narrative about Aggie football has changed. Remember when Aggie football would get to mid-October and Aggie fan would be putting together their depth chart for basketball? This year, and in fact the entire Jerry Kill era, 2 years, has been different. JJ, you asked about Eli Stowers, and little known fact is that young Mr. Stowers is a second-generation Aggie, as are a few other Aggies on this squad. His father, Donald, was a standout safety during the Jim Hess era. The Hess era was filled with some success, but Kill's success is unprecedented. An overall winning record at MSU, an overall winning record versus the rivals, national attention, all that's missing are bigger crowds at home. Maybe, to use a phrase Sid immortalized, the crowds are coming. Answer to Ruby about Pevia Gate. If Pevia, it says, were to apologize, would it go away? I think we'd be having the same conversation about it. In fact, Lobo fan would still be upset, critique the apology, and still want their pound of flesh. I agree with JJ. If the shoe was on the other foot, Aggie fan would be upset, and Lobo fan would applaud the action. Heck, you have Jalen House, who has his own level of back and forth with the opposition, and Lobo fan routinely rises to his defense, stating he's passionate about the game. Yes, it's apples versus oranges. Ironically for me, UNM fan is more upset about the splashing heard around New Mexico than the UNM football team not having won a home conference game in 5 years, having 6 FBS wins during Danny's era, and being 0-2 versus a program that had a shudder during COVID, and the only quarterback on their roster who's won a conference game is their backup long snapper. But sure, let's talk about urinating on a logo. The biggest winner with this, it is UNM Athletics, because as long as this is the story, all that futility is secondary, crimsonally adjacent. All right. Look, you hit this on the head. Whichever side of this you're on is how you're going to feel about it. Either it's the worst thing ever, it's not that big of a thing. I don't know that Aggie fan is proud of it, but I think Aggie fan might be a little proud of it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Like they wouldn't say, yeah, go pee on their logo, but you know what? He peed on their logo.
Here's the distraction thing, Jason. This is not about you're not going to feel better. The incident happened. You're going to be upset in a rivalry. But to me, it was more about all the things coaches preach.
Discipline, respect.
And college athletics, even with the way it's changing, yet you want to be a face of a program, you want your NIL money, and yet you can't stand up and make an apology. Because this was anything else, you sure as heck wouldn't be able to hide from it. And that was my thing. It's more about accountability for the player having to go through that. Is he going to be like, start crying and pick apart his apology? No. But just the awkwardness of having to stand in front of a camera, having to address it, is just part of being a face of a program, the good and bad. And now you can hide it more in college athletics because guess what? They're still students. And so when things happen with students, it's not like the starting quarterback for Chicago Bears addressing a comment, calling out the coaches. And I understand that. I still think you'd like to see accountability from a player. And that was just my standpoint of it, especially when you want that dude, and he is that dude, that if you talk about New Mexico State, you're talking about Diego Pavia.
Because he's been that good. Because he's been that special. Sean Ryder, who covers the Lobos, and I guess he's covering Lobos and Aggies since they're playing Saturday and Wednesday. But he just in his story, is it this morning or the story coming out of the story that he wrote after the game the other night? He just now said it looks like Pavia won't talk the rest of the season. Jerry Kill said on our show, 3 weeks ago, that we asked him straight up, and he said Diego will not talk to the media the rest of the season. And I guess Sean asked him, and he said, no, he's not going to talk. Like that was the news. I guess it just broke when it's in the paper. At some point, he's going to talk. And, you guys are going to keep bringing it up. And this was my point then. You didn't bring it up today. I did not bring this up. It's been Jason put it in his email, and Rudy brought it up in a call. And this is my whole point. I don't think anybody would be bringing it up if they addressed it. It would have gone away, right? Now, maybe they like it. Maybe this is good, right? Maybe, and I think Aggie fan, there is a part of you that's relishing in it. Yeah, we went to the bathroom in the wrong place. Well, that's what one person told me. And I think the longer it stews, the more that side, the Aggies kind of get almost emboldened by this, and Lobo fan just gets angrier and angrier, right? And that's where that thing is. This is one of the weirdest things. It really is. I don't think it was planned. It's just one of the weirdest things, but how it keeps going. Thank you, Speech. Speech sent me a happy birthday on the text line. Appreciate that. This says, I often crack up at your intro because it says Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. JJ Buck, JJ Buck, JJ Buck. I'm not sure I've ever heard that. What is that one?
He put an effect on it, so yeah, it sounds kind of like it's
cool.
A little reverb or something.
All right. Well, I'm glad it cracked somebody up. That's good. Somebody laughs at it. I think that works then, right?
There was some breaking news about an hour ago.
What was that?
Andre Iguodala
retired.
Yes.
Yeah, 19 years.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a hell of a career, dude. 19 years, a hell of a career. Deutsch says Danny Gonzalez hard plays Lobo football, but they end up with a narrow win over Hawaii, right, Jeffy? I think so. I think they win this weekend. I think they do.
I think they can.
Well,
look, it's hard to sit here and just say with full certainty with what we've seen. I think they win this weekend. What are they? 1
I don't
point
care
down?
how it looks. I don't care what it takes. One more point than the other team.
I think that's right. Would that count? So that would be let's get there first. All right. Hoser, good morning. What's up, Hoser?
Morning. Happy Friday, guys.
Thank you, Josue.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, I was just looking over the Week 8 bowl projections for the New Mexico Bowl, and boy, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of New Mexico State on there, so any of those combinations would just be amazing. And then you got Diego / Johnny Manziel of the Southwest. The way he's playing, I mean, talk about a hot ticket. And then there's one guy in the corner that predicts Colorado and Fresno coming into town. Can you imagine that? Prime time coming in? Boy, that would be amazing, right, Jeff? You get excited about that one?
I mean, do I get excited about what guys sitting in Chicago and New York think about, or both? No, I don't. But I'm entertained by a lot of them. No, because I know how off they all are in some respects. But no, I get entertained by them. I love the speculation. I love the response. I love how what the response is when we put out. When we don't put them out, when everybody puts out their bowl projections. Yeah, I actually really am entertained by a lot of them because I know what the conversations going on are, and that's what entertains me. That's what excites me is when I know what the real stuff is.
Yeah, well, and I think that's what's happening to me. When I see this and I see those matchups, I see a lot of that New Mexico State and any of those combinations with Colorado State, Boise State, Wyoming. Man, it's just, even UNLV is in there against New Mexico State right now, and it's just like, man, it just gets to thinking, you know what, I better just get some tickets now and be ready.
Look at you.
And,
Are you on my
having to
staff?
wait, right?
Are you on my staff or what?
Hey,
oh, wait. Are you working our game?
Anything I can do to help.
Are you working our game?
You know what? I think this year I'm going to try to make it for sure.
All right, let's see if I can find you a sweatshirt or something then.
Woo, I love me some swag.
All right, man. Enjoy the weekend. See you out
guys
there
too.
later. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of projections out. I mean, you and I have talked about these for years, right? Take them with a grain of salt. They're really fun.
Because now someone's going to hear that, and when Deion Sanders doesn't show up, they're going to be like, you stink at your job, Jeff.
I'm horrible. I know.
You didn't get Deion Sanders to the New Mexico Bowl.
How'd they end up at the Rose Bowl instead of your game? How'd they go to Vegas instead of you? I know. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Gronk clapping back at Tommy? Is that right? Is that even allowed? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out.
All right, who's producing for you?
They're busy.
That's right. You are busy, dude. You are very busy.
It's just such a great time of year, though. So much fun.
Yeah. Yep, everything's going. All right, Tommy's talking. Tommy's got to stay relevant. He still has his Let's Go podcast. By the way, so is Let's Go like the most overused term of like right now? Let's go. Let's go. Like, is that a Tom Brady thing? Where did that start?
It's on the list.
Where did that start?
They're just excited. You're like, let's go.
I don't know. I'm not even sure I get it. Like, let's go.
Vámonos.
All right. Vámonos. This is right. Vámonos. Vámonos. Yeah. Everything. I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's go. Anyway, that's his podcast. Let's go. So he was talking about the game is kind of getting too soft. Football. Now that they're back when I was a kid, I used to get hit. Now they don't let these damn kids get hit anymore. Quote, football is a physical sport. There's a physical element to all of this. You throw a 15-yard flag for something that, 20 years ago maybe wouldn't have had a flag. That affects the game in a big way. That was his quote. Really, Tommy? Really? Like the tuck rule? Like, what? There's so many people that want it to be less physical. It's more like flag football, which is going to be in the Olympics in 2028. Maybe football goes to flag football over a period of time. What are we doing? Tommy.
Is he the right guy to be speaking on the physicality
with
of
all
football?
due respect, man, you're right. With all due respect.
Isn't that why you were able to play for so long as well?
Until you were 45 years old.
They could not hit quarterbacks like they used to.
You.
And you're the one that's going to be like, I wish they could have flattened me like a pancake more often.
The whole back when I was a kid thing coming out of his mouth is weird, right? It's just weird. And so Gronk is calling him out on it. Rob Gronkowski got asked about those comments. And Gronk made a pretty solid point, right? Now, look, they played together for all those years. And even Rob Gronkowski, found it odd that Tom Brady is complaining about the current state of the NFL rule book. Quote, this is Gronk. I mean, it was already flag football for you, brother. some of those calls for you last year, they barely touched you, especially the call with the Atlanta Falcons. They were getting a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty, end quote. I mean, it is funny, dude.
Good job, Gronk.
He said, all the rules go in your favor, Tom. You're not playing anymore. That's why you're saying that. It's weird. Of all the things that, I don't know, of all the things that Brady can talk about, it's nobody benefited more than he did from that rule, right?
And it's so easy to say when you're not the person taking helmet-to-helmet shots.
Yeah.
When you're not the person engaged in physical contact every play that the game is soft. And are there hits that they're taking out of the game that aren't commonplace? Yes. But you tell me you watch a football game and think, I could step in just because it's soft.
No, stop.
No.
Now, Gronk did agree with Tommy that he thinks the game's getting too soft. Quote, it's getting too soft. I just think it's making the game more soft. You barely see it. And if a guy is in that position and that's the only way you can take someone down, then you got to do it. The NFL is just getting too soft right now. That was his quote. I mean, to your point, the guys who aren't getting hit. Now, Gronk got hit, dude. Gronk got hit.
He went through it.
Gronk
tight
got
end.
beat up. I mean, like, Gronk got pounded. Tommy? Now, I'm not telling you Tommy never got hit. All right? But I'm watching a play right now, the one that they're referring to against the Eagles, where he got tackled, wrapped around the waist. Guy kind of followed through, rolled him over. It was Jarrett. And, I mean, he didn't slam him to the ground. He touched Tom Brady. And he got flagged. We've all watched it, man. You just shake your head. I asked so many times. This is a conversation I had with a replay official last weekend. Guy was telling you before the game, up in the TV booth last weekend when George Carter and I were calling the New Mexico, who did I call last week? San Jose State game. The replay official came up. And I asked him about contact and roughing and all this stuff and what are you looking for? I said, at some point, your head's got to go somewhere, right? Like, what do you want a guy to do? And I asked specifically about targeting in the replay, the spotter. Basically, he said, you hit him here. And he tapped my shoulder and he tapped my waist. That's the zone. I'm like, really? That's all you can do? Going at full speed. You're going full speed. That dude's going full speed. And I've got a 2-foot zone from the neck to the waist. And I'm moving, he's moving. And if I miss that, then I'm penalized.
Do you feel they've handled it better? It feels like there's not as many targeting calls that you just lose your mind about because
absolutely.
You can review.
Yes.
And you're like, you know, we just do the flag to be safe, but we're good.
You know, it's interesting. The gentleman with whom I was speaking, and George was the other day, and we'll have George in here probably before the UNLV game. I want to talk to him about that conversation. It was fascinating. And it started, he came over and, you guys have any questions? We're like, no, we're good. And he's like, really? Okay. Usually, you know, the guys ask about targeting. And
he wanted to talk to you.
He wanted to talk. No, he did. Yeah. And I'm glad he did. He initiated the conversation because I got such a great lesson on it and what they're looking for and what some of the indicators are. And they talked about the launching and they talked about the crown of the helmet. And I asked the question, I said, what about running backs? He said, what do you mean? And I said, didn't they go to running backs can get hit with targeting too if they use the crown of their helmet to initiate the contact, right? You've heard that, right? Maybe it's been called, he said it's maybe called 2 or 3 times, and we're not going to be the crew that does it. Because running backs lower their head and initiate the contact all the time, don't they? Running back's getting ready to get hit. What does he do? Puts his head down. But they don't call that one. But yeah, it was fascinating. And I was thinking, listening, gosh, that'd be actually a really good segment. And then I thought, why'd you have that referee guy on? Right? But it was really, really good. All right. 505-246-0610. If you want to still get in on this Friday, you are welcome to do that. Emails jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. jj@sportsanimalabq.com. Don't forget the Xer, the Bird app. Is it still a bird on there? It's not, is it? It's just like the X. It's _JJ Buck. When we come back, everything you got to know going into the weekend. There's some trade rumors going on about wide receivers. They might be on your team, by the way. Where are they going? And we'll get you all set for your big football, baseball, hockey, basketball weekend. On the opening drive on 95.9, and soccer, and 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point here.
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto makes one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Is that Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What
there.
a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block. Bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
Happy with his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalia will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vicente Tafoya. Ryan Brown that punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it
right
pay.
back.
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line.
Next week, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, Feels like we do. I think we do. So I think I'm going to make that happen. We'll get Sebastian next week. So you got all that going. United open up the playoffs, USL Championship playoffs. They will be in Sacramento. This is a 1-8 game. So, I mean, typically you say, all right, the 1 seed's the best team, and the 8 seed had to win in the last game of the year to get in. Is this a typical 1-8 matchup for United versus Sacramento?
No, they took 4 points off Sacramento.
Didn't they? Right? Yeah. If I recall, they were really good matches, right? And United played well against Sacramento.
If you're New Mexico, you're very confident going on the road for this game.
All right. So it won't be 7-0, you don't think?
No.
All right. I just heard Sebastian can't play. When do you guys want to play? Sebastian's out. He can't play golf. I'm just if you got time.
Come on, Sebastian.
I mean, call our number. No, I'm kidding. All right. If you still want to get it, by the way, you can at 505-246-0610. Here's what you got going up this weekend. Starting tonight, you get the baseball. Astros and Rangers. 3:07 is first pitch. Then you get the Phillies and Diamondbacks. World Series going to be set by the time we get here Monday?
No.
Game 7 and 1 or both? Phillies are going to get through Arizona, right?
Yes.
Okay. They're planning a pool party, by the way. If they win in Arizona, they want to jump in that pool. The Phillies do. Did you see that story yesterday?
That's what everyone does.
I did not see that.
They want to jump in the other guy's pool.
I'll be there for it.
So now you're going, dude. Now you're guaranteed. So you got tickets for tomorrow night?
I do.
When are you driving over?
8 a.m. tomorrow.
8 a.m. tomorrow? Yep. All right. So you get there about mid to afternoon. Sweet.
Yep.
All right.
Staying right by the stadium, so we'll go get a bite to eat, hang out in Phoenix.
Good for you.
It's funny. My parents are in Scottsdale, so they're trying to convince us to go there, and it's like, if we end up having a lot of fun, I think staying by the stadium is the best option.
Yeah, there's always Ubers. That's a place, not that you ever want to get a DWI, but that's a state you do not want to play with. They do not play with that. Nor should they, by the way. Nor should they. So you get that, and then you get the full slate, Lobo football tomorrow. Look, I watched Hawaii last week. This is what concerns me about Hawaii. I think the Lobos really have a good chance to win this game, but their DBs are going to get tested in this game. I watched Hawaii flip it around. Shager is good. They came back on San Diego State. They were up on San Diego State. Now, Hawaii gives up points, and it's not like San Diego State's a juggernaut offensively. So San Diego State scored on them. My concern is the DBs, man, and they're going to until Noah Paula-Gates proves he can defend regularly.
This game is not going to be about defense.
You don't think so?
It's going to be about This is going to be like 41-35.
Well, it's my point. So it's exactly what I'm saying. You're proving my point. Until Noah,
play.
What's that?
Like it's if the Lobos get an interception,
okay,
break the streak, that's how they win that game.
So they got to force turnovers. But my point is, Hawaii's going to come and throw the ball, and the Lobo defense has got to prove finally that they can defend the pass. You're shaking your head at me.
They won't.
Okay, so you don't think
literally this will be like one play, like a sudden change.
All right, but what I'm saying is it's high scoring that their offense is going to score. You've got to first and foremost, you've got to have probably your best offensive game. Okay, you've got to be consistent. This can't be, hey, they look great on the first drive and then didn't score again. You just can't have another one of these games where they come out of the locker room and, I don't know what happened in the second. We can't do this anymore, right? They will not win if they come out of the second half like they did offensively against UMass or San Jose State. It just can't be that way.
So
they will get outscored.
The theme, the last couple of weeks from quarterback Ned James, who joins me on the pregame show, all the great work that he does. It's been proven. He said first one to 28.
You think that's enough?
No, first team to get there.
Yeah, but do you think that's enough?
It's not going to be 28-24, but it's the team that scores 28 and keeps on moving past that number.
Interesting. Okay.
Like you can say first team to 35.
Yeah, but if it's 28-24, I mean, okay. Yeah, maybe.
This one I might raise the bar a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to go a little bit. But here's my deal. Look, if the Lobos, they can't just have an impressive first drive and then disappear again. And at some point, Dylan Hopkins has to play a complete game. The offense as a whole has to play a complete game. JJ, if I'm not mistaken, the number was 13 yards in the third quarter last week.
Yes, it was.
They had 13 yards in the third quarter while San Jose State was starting a 38-0 run. It's not all on the defense. Now, it's partially on the defense. Defense has to freaking tackle someone. But if you watch them score and then you go 3 and out or 5 plays and out and give the ball right back to them, now you're down 14. Now you're down 17. Now you're down 24. Now you're done. Now you're done. And Hawaii will throw the ball all over the yard. Shager is it feels like a Timmy Chang quarterback, doesn't it? He's what they want. Like,
no fear.
They can win this game, but look, they got to be better on both sides. They have got to force a turnover somewhere. But JJ, I think as much as the defense is a key, and look, they got to defend the pass. Noah Pola-Gates has got to be better defending the pass, right? Zach Morris has got to be more consistent defending the pass. All of them. Covington played last week.
We're saying the same thing, just getting there different ways.
Yeah, but JJ, to me, offensively, like you got to score points to win, and they're not scoring consistently enough that we both think this is going to be a high-scoring game, or it needs to be for them to win.
Yeah, so to me, I'm with you. There's more pressure on the Lobo offense. Because you're not just stopping, like is like you're saying, you're not just stopping Hawaii.
Yeah,
like Hawaii's not coming out there, and Hawaii shouldn't shut you down and hold you to 10 points in a game. So it's exactly what you just laid out. Is you are going to exchange offensive drives, finish in the red zone, find some explosive plays, and the defense, it's not going to be like, wow, that was a great half. It's, did they get an interception? This little football team does not have an interception this season.
Yeah, no.
42 times per game. That's the average Hawaii throws the football.
All right.
You're going to have 42 chances to make a play.
So Hawaii scored 28 against Vanderbilt, the SEC. They scored 24 against Stanford, who just beat Colorado. 31 against Albany. 10 when they got smoked in Oregon. They only put up 20 against the Aggies, 20 against a good UNLV defense, and then 34 against San Diego State last week. They can score. They can score. I think we're both saying the same thing. The Lobo offense has got to go out and be consistent. If you have another one of those, they look great on the first drive. I feel like I'm watching, there's a guy who was the quarterback here for 1,000 years. He had the one drive against Wisconsin.
TT, right? Tavaka Tuyoti?
Yeah. Tavaka looks great. What, for one drive? It just can't be that way this week. They've got to be more consistent. They got to protect the quarterback. They got to catch the freaking ball. They had 5 drops last week. There's times where Dylan's putting the ball where it needs to be. Catch the ball. And I know that's why you're going, I don't know how much confidence I have.
Well, this should not be a game where you have 3 straight 3-and-out.
You can't. You'll get beat. You will get beat.
Against this defense. Yeah, that shouldn't happen against Hawaii.
Yeah, like the third quarter, you came out, you're up 17-14 last week. You come out, you have 2 straight penalties, give them the ball at the 45, they throw a screen pass and goes 55 yards. Okay. Then you come back and you go 3 and out and they score. Then you come out and you drop the fair catch and throw an interception and they score. And you're done. You're done. That's when we went to break and I looked at George and he was just disgusted. That was my Charlie Johnson moment with George for a quick second.
Okay.
Like, come on, man. I need
What
you.
do you got?
I need you. I need you more now than I did before. Yeah. All right. Who you got in Ohio State, Penn State?
The U.
Which one's that?
The Ohio State University.
The U. Okay. I'm going to go the other way. I don't know why. It just feels like it's time. You know? It just feels like it's time for something different to happen. I could be totally wrong. Do you think the noise around Michigan gets too loud? Is Harbaugh gone at some point? Does he just say, screw it, I'm going back to the NFL? There's so much noise now. There's new allegations for sign stealing. Sign stealing to me is like part of the game, right? Your third base coach is. Tell me what the issue is here, because I'm missing this one, man.
Allegedly,
yeah,
they were sending him ahead to games, and you can't have
a
in-person scout at a game of your future opponent.
You can't have an in-person scout. You can only watch. Is that right?
Yes.
So in high school football, you always go watch the next team. You can only scout on tape. All right. All right, enjoy the weekend, boys and girls. Thank you to Jerry Kill for being with us today. He was really good. If you missed it, it's wherever you get podcasts available for you on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the opening drive, and it's all right there. Adrian, great week. DC, terrific week. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Coward will follow that. 2 Men On is here at 4 o'clock. You guys want to do it again next week? All right, we'll be back Monday morning, 7 a.m. with award-winning radio then. DC, have a safe trip over to Arizona. Enjoy the baseball.
Jeff, you have a happy birthday.
Well,
happy birthday.
Big weekend for you. I know it is.
Huge weekend for everyone.
Watch JJ, listen to him tomorrow on the radio and on Sunday on the radio. And have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you on Monday.
Hey, it's Scott Stigler.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.